my method over the last 6 years with Heartcast Media, focusing on the relationship.
Sure.
Interview the people you want to do business with, sit
Sure.
across the table from them, do
Sure.
a great introduction, learn about them, be genuinely curious,
Beautiful.
have a natural conversation about your industry, don't
Right.
try to sell anything,
Right.
and then follow up with them. And that is the best business development,
Sure.
pipeline filling activity that you can do.
Sure.
Life moves fast,
Yeah.
right? Real
Yeah.
fast.
100%.
And the pandemic taught us that nothing is promised.
Sure.
And I decided I wanted to make the next 20 the best 20.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
so that's what I'm doing.
All right, audience, welcome back. One another special episode, one another special guest. The guest I have with me on couch is from the same industry as me. I have Molly with me here. She's the founder, owner of Heartcast Media. She's somebody who has spent probably a few decades in the media industry. So to be honest, I'm nervous because I'm going to talk to somebody who's been a mover and shaker in this space. Originally from Costa Rica. You go follow her on her Instagram, you will see she literally lives in heaven. Right out of her bedroom window, you see a beautiful landscape, but she's also a relentless businesswoman running a very successful business out of Washington, D.C. here. She runs a media business with customers all over the world. She has been, helping a lot of enterprise customers like ourselves, small and medium-sized businesses, helping the federal government agencies, and you name it, and she has them as their customer. So Molly, thank you so much for jumping on this impromptu chat show with me on the couch.
I love it. That was a great introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. So why don't you tell a little bit about your journey to our audience?
Well, I've been a business owner as long as I can remember, multimedia for 25 years now.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, really focused on producing content that that drives revenue and creates strategic relationships, but also looks good. Because I think in business, if you want to represent your business, you need to do it with high quality content.
Absolutely.
And just content is not the answer. It's high quality content.
Absolutely.
And with businesses, it's super important. So our main focus is driving revenue, creating ROI for businesses that's very trackable and easy to maintain.
Beautiful. So let's get straight to the business, right? I mean, you have been in the media business. You spoke about content. That's something that is very close to my heart. As a CMO for close to a decade, as a marketeer for close to 2 decades, I have seen the whole, fraternity change.
For sure.
You have great content. You have great presentation. It's a much easier, sure shot way to win customer, increase your revenue, and all of that. But you and I both know the way content has evolved is crazy. From a long format, boring text content to the crazy video couch chat today is transformational. How did you see this whole thing growing? How did you change your business models?
Well, we used to produce content to get a lot of visibility, and I've changed, my method over the last 6 years with Heartcast Media, focusing on the relationship.
Sure.
Interview the people you want to do business with, sit across the table from them, do a great introduction, learn about them, be genuinely curious, have a natural conversation about your industry, don't try to sell anything, and then follow up with them. And that is the best business development, pipeline filling activity that you can do.
Sure.
Then you get the SEO content. You can transcribe it. You got newsletters, blog posts. You get all that anyway. And then you get the social media content.
Beautiful.
A lot of people are too focused on the social media content, and they're forgetting that conversation is the most important thing.
Sure.
That's the relationship, and relationships close deals. Downloads don't close deals.
Beautiful. I'm telling you, this whole thing is music to my ears, and so to my audience, I'm sure. I already know that this is going to be one of the most viewed videos on my show, because what you're saying is what every single person out there needs to know, especially for entrepreneurs who have shoestring budget. They don't have unlimited budget to spend, but they still want to acquire many customers, many leads. And one of the most misled thing in the industry is, like you rightly said, it's not number of downloads, it's the number of connects that you make. So that brings me to the next question. So how do you think, or what are the most powerful, the modes of content that people should produce today? Is that just video? Is that podcast? Is that blog is, I mean, what is it? What according to you is a magic wand?
I mean, I think the podcast, because
Beautiful.
from the podcast you can make blogs, you can make newsletters, you can make social media content, you can make short videos, you can make long videos, you can
Sure.
do so much with that.
Sure.
But you're starting with that relationship,
I agree.
and then you get everything else. So
I
to
agree.
me, it's like a Trojan horse of
Beautiful.
SEO and content.
Beautiful.
So it's multi-purpose. Instead of just focusing on the content or
yeah.
the video for Instagram, that's great, but you can make that organically.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing with that content is you're nurturing the relationship with that person. So
Right.
you follow up with them after the interview. You
Right.
follow up again. Hey,
Sure.
all the assets are ready. Then you tag them on LinkedIn.
Right.
They're going to like you, right? The gift of reciprocity is real, especially if
Absolutely.
you're a smaller business.
Absolutely.
If you don't have a big budget to get in front of people, or even the means, just because you put an ad out,
Yeah.
is your website ready?
Yeah.
Do you have an email sequence? Do you have a funnel? Do you have a way to, what are you doing with that attention? So attention isn't always what you want, it's relationships, right? So the
Sure.
podcast feels like a very targeted way. Like I interview CMOs on my podcast all the time.
Wow.
Because by the end of it, they're like, oh, Molly, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Send me your rates and information.
Wow.
I don't talk to them about what we
Business.
do.
Oh, wow.
We just
Wow.
talk about marketing because I'm
Beautiful.
interested in it.
Beautiful.
Right?
So if I can summarize it, what you're saying is put your heart out there, bring your passion, genuinely connect with people, and business will follow.
Just make sure you're connecting with the right people,
Exactly.
right? Like
Yeah.
if you want to work with tech companies, then reach out to companies that have
In tech.
portfolio companies, right?
Exactly.
Don't interview somebody about failure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like we do marketing, so
Yeah.
I interview CMOs. I don't interview life coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. That's not my audience, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
being very strategic
Sure.
and intentional,
Sure.
because 15 targeted interviews can fill your pipeline
Yeah.
much better than 75 crappy episodes of a podcast that nobody's listening to anyway.
I agree.
It's a waste of time, resources, energy, effort, and
agree.
it cheapens your brand.
Sure.
It cheapens your brand if you
Sure.
don't do it right. But
True.
15 targeted interviews
Yeah. Make you the
can
blockbuster.
fill your pipeline.
Yeah.
And then put it on pause. Come
Sure.
back in Q3, Q4.
Sure.
Do it again. Fill the pipeline again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the message. It's not volume. It's quality over quantity.
Beautiful. You're nailing it. You're nailing it. So Molly, I think one other thing that kind of gets me curious is in my past life, before we started Zebu, I used to own a media company which I successfully had an exit. Prior to that, I also had another company which was into publishing, had a very successful exit. I mean, obviously, God has been very kind to me. I have built and sold businesses very successfully. One thing I've been seeing over the past few decades is why is that we don't have women leaders like you dominating this industry? Why is that there are fewer women leaders in business who own the business and who dictate the narrative? Why do you think it's not happening?
I've been thinking a lot about that today as I've been looking around. When you go to an event that's centered around women, it looks nothing like this.
Yeah.
This is a very business environment. Everybody's in suits. There's more navy blue in this convention center than I've seen in my entire life, right? What's happening here is opportunities for people to network and make money together. When you go to women's events, it's a lot of you are enough and value yourself. It's more of this mental lift to make women feel more empowered, which I believe in.
Yeah.
But I want to teach women how to make money.
Yeah.
Listen, you start your imposter syndrome, which I think is it's a lie, right?
Yeah.
Goes away when you make money.
Absolutely.
You stop feeling like you're an imposter when you're making a lot of money. So I think the environments need to shift with women. Listen, we can get some wine afterwards. We can talk
Sure.
about all the things that are keeping us down.
Sure.
But right now, let's work the room. Let's make some money. What's your elevator pitch? What are your services? Who are you
Sure.
trying to talk to?
Sure.
Get really clear
Beautiful.
on making money. And I don't think that message is sent enough to women because it makes us feel like it's greedy or slimy to say we want to make money.
Yeah.
And there's a real problem with that.
Right.
When more women make more money, the world is a better place. We enrich our families, our communities, our employees. The data is there. When we make more money, everybody wins and everybody's life is better.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I would love to see more of that.
I have been a huge advocate of women running the business. In fact, in my past life, I used to run an event property called She Leads, which was all about bringing women who are leading the business be it Indra Nui, Sheryl Sandberg, and whoever, right? Marisa Mayer for Yahoo, what she did. I have seen that women transform businesses. But one thing, like you said, is, why are we still telling that, hey, you are equal, you're equal? In fact, my argument is you are a zillion times better than your male counterparts.
Agreed.
Right? So do you think this is something that has to come right from the academia, or do you think as industry we all should march towards it? Where do you think we should put the more efforts on?
Mentor some women, bring some women into the fold. If you see a woman that's doing well in business, bring her in, teach her some more, make some connections, show her how to nurture those relationships. Each one teach one kind of thing.
Right.
It's not just about a diversity hire or we have a woman on the cover. It's like, no, like really enrich another woman's life. Give her some of those secrets, because that's how we all got there, right? It's those introductions, it's the connections you make, the relationships. Everything in life is about your relationships, business and personal.
Right.
And if a woman entrepreneur has a relationship with somebody like you, her life and her business are probably going to be enriched by it, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I think it's about like personal responsibility, and it's not about handouts. On behalf of women, we don't want any handouts. We just want an equal opportunity.
Right.
And I believe that. It doesn't always come easy, but sometimes you just got to kick down the door, or you got to build your own table, and build extra seats for people. But I think mentorship, and give a woman client the contract, and if she messes up, then like show her how to do better.
Exactly.
Don't just say this is why I don't hire women. No, everybody makes mistakes.
Absolutely. Oh, I loved it. Beautiful viewpoint. So now jumping back from the topic, right? I'll keep hopping between different topics. I saw the picture of your house in the landscape. Beautiful. It's a dream come true. In India I have a house, and I have a tiny farmhouse which is like in the middle of a farm. I enjoy living there. You have a business here in DC. You own a media company here, a very successful one. Why don't you live here? Why do you choose to live in the midst of the nature and then shuttle between this? Why do you do this?
Well, the pandemic, we had a very brick and mortar business, but then we went remote. The business grew 200%.
Beautiful.
And I just thought to myself, why wait for something that I really want until I'm too old to enjoy it?
Sure.
And I figured it was a good time to get my clients used to the idea that I wasn't going to be an Uber away.
Right.
And it enriched my business, significantly. I have clients all over the world now.
Beautiful.
I have multiple businesses here.
Sure.
And so I go back and forth. But for me, the peace of mind, the nature, being able to be outside and getting sunshine and fresh air, I think it makes me a better leader for my team. It's made me healthier, happier.
Sure.
So I don't mind. I don't mind getting on airplanes. I've always enjoyed that. So it's a great balance for me of.
Sure.
I still work very hard, right? People think I'm on a boat with a beer in my hand all the time.
Right.
One day, right? But I'm not there yet. So I'm still at my desk 12 hours a day, many days.
Beautiful.
But I have a nice view, right? And
Amazing.
It's about making a decision, right?
True. And one other thing that I have, I keep looking at the young entrepreneurs today, right? We run something called Zebu Labs, where either we fund grants to the entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, or we help them with our protocol, make introductions to our customers, give them the ecosystem support. A lot of entrepreneurs today are misled by this, yardstick of success, which says the more money you make, the more successful you are. I'm personally a huge advocate that that's a wrong theory. Like, I feel money is just one of the parameters. It's more of the happiness quotient on how happy you are and all of that. And you and I both are in this business. We know how Instagram, how Meta, how Google, and everybody, all the algorithms are chasing for your attention. So as an entrepreneur, as a woman entrepreneur who has been so successful, how do we escape this whole trap? How do people escape this trap? People see you on, I saw you on the cover page of the magazine. You look great. I saw the story. And I think people look at that more interestingly than the actual hard work that you do, than the actual good times you have. You're on a cover page, that's a great thing. That's an ultimate thing. But, how do people balance this?
I think it really boils down to, like, what do you want? What do you want in your life? You know, like, what is a perfect day?
Sure.
Where do you wake up? Do you stay in bed? Do you get up? Is it hot? Is it cold? Do you work for 4 hours? Like, really think about what you want in life and ignore everything else, because especially as business owners, you're like, oh, well, this person did it and they did it this way. Well, that person might have started with a trust fund and $8,000 a month in advertising. Like, you can't compare yourself to anybody.
Absolutely.
You have no idea. Or maybe they sold a company and had the seed money.
Absolutely.
Or maybe they bootstrapped it. You know, you just don't know. And so don't worry about that. What do you want? Because life moves fast, right? Real fast.
100%.
And the pandemic taught us that, like, nothing is promised.
Sure.
And I decided I wanted to make the next 20 the best 20.
Beautiful.
And so that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great message for all the audience. I think it's all about how can we make best of your, next decade, next 2 decades. How can you make best of your life? It's never about money. It's never about fame. It's about, do I enjoy what I do, and am I happy doing it?
And do you like your clients? Work with people you actually like, because if you don't like your clients, no matter how successful your business is, it will not be fun. It will not be fun at all. And I know a lot of really rich, unhappy people.
Sure.
So,
So now I want to come to a more marketing-centric question, right? I mean, I run the CMO Asia, the old fraternity, where I have about 200 plus CMOs, coming and talking to me, and I also run smaller chapters of different CMOs. One thing that everybody is talking about is, hey, is AI going to replace the, CMO? Is AI going to replace content creation? My take is, nothing is going to replace a genius. Probably AI can help you craft a better content, but that's it. It stops there. What's your take on that?
Absolutely. The relationships close deals, and a robot's not going to have this conversation.
Yes.
It can help you refine things.
Sure.
It can help you summarize things.
Sure.
And yes, some people will lose their job, but I think those companies will go under. Anybody who thinks that AI can completely replace the human is not going to have a business for very long.
Yes.
Yes, there's certain data points and things that could be like
Sure.
scrubbed by AI.
Yeah.
But no, nobody has 25 years of experience like I do, and the experience you have to have this conversation right now. There's no engine in the world that can recreate that. And so I think for people that are worried about that, like, at the end of the day, clients hire you because they like you.
Exactly.
You have something that they like. It matches what they were thinking.
Sure.
And then they like you.
Sure.
They're not going to like AI.
Beautiful.
And nobody's hiring you off of social media either.
Absolutely.
That's only nurturing relationships you've already had. They're popping in. They're saying, oh, there they go again, killing it.
Yeah.
There they go again, killing it.
Yeah.
And we got to call them, right?
Beautiful.
But you're not getting new people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So
100%. Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful point. So, Molly, any closing remarks to my audience? I mean, you have been a super fabulous, fantabulous guest.
Thank you.
You are, like I said, you tick mark all the boxes. Successful CMO, woman entrepreneur, living a happy life, been there, done that. What's your parting comment to all the young audience, the entrepreneurs, the wannabe Mollys out there? What is your message to them?
Careful what you wish for. Work hard, stay focused, pick a lane, and get really good at it, and just work harder than everybody else, and make good relationships, because everything is possible.
Beautiful.
And just decide what you want and then go for it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks
a
lot for this conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it was very enriching for me personally.
I appreciate it. Me too.
Thank you.